Without a doubt, the newly released DJI Mavic 3 brings some excellent upgrades over its predecessor. With a larger sensor for the main camera that combines with another telephoto lens, this drone is sure to give you one of the best aerial shooting experiences. But how does it compare to the DJI's already excellent Air 2S? Because on paper, both of them look highly competitive. Now the burning question is, should you go for the DJI's newly announced Mavic 3 or just get the affordable Air 2S? To find out, watch this video till the end where we will be showing an overall comparison between both of them to tell you which one is a better buy. Let's start the comparison with the camera first, because at the end of the day, all the other things seem like a gimmick. The main point of upgrading to Mavic 3 is its huge 4x3 CMOS sensor, and this is probably the main reason you'd buy this drone instead of the Air 2S with a much smaller 1-inch CMOS sensor. While both drones have 20 megapixel, the Mavic 3 ones are larger and can take in much more light, which is great for low light videos and photos. Honestly speaking, it's quite impressive for the consumer-grade drones how DJI managed to put a sensor you usually find in regular Micro Four Thirds cameras. But the Air 2S main camera offers a more viewing angle of 88 degrees compared to the 84 degrees of Mavic 3. Though you can enable a wider view for the Mavic 3 with an external wide-angle lens, you will have to pay an additional $160. The major upgrade for the Mavic 3 is the additional half-inch CMOS sensor with a 162mm telelens that offers up to 28 times zoom. This gives Mavic 3 the freedom to bring distant people and objects visually closer, offering a more dynamic and creative perspective to the shooters. On the contrary, the Air 2S supports up to 8 times digital zoom only. Another feature where the Mavic 3 excels is its ability to change the aperture. This gives users a lot more control over focus and can be useful for proper exposure when using ND filters during the day. When it comes to resolution, both drones are absolute monsters, filming up to a whopping 5K. The 5K resolution from Air 2S is a true 16:9 aspect ratio, while the Mavic 3 is slightly cropped at the top. However, the main difference lies in the frame rates. While the Air 2S tops out at 30 frames per second, the Mavic 3 can shoot 5.1K at 50 frames per second, which means you can get slow motion videos at that insane resolution. Furthermore, the capability of the Mavic 3 to shoot 4K in 120fps is a feat. Don't get us wrong, the 60 frames per second and 4K of the Air 2S aren't bad, but you can play much more with the slow motion quality in many scenarios. The standard version of the Mavic 3 supports H.264 and H.265 codec, and the Cine version on the other hand supports Apple's ProRes 422HQ codec video encoding. This captures more natural color and ensures vibrant and colorful videos, whereas the Air 2S supports the same video encoding as the standard Mavic 3 does. Moving on to the photos, both drones shoot 20 megapixel photos and come with pretty much the same photo shooting modes. But Hasselblad natural color solution principles set up the colors for the Mavic 3 more true to life at the end of the day. As for the dynamic range, both drones have quite similar results, which is also confirmed by actual specs. The Mavic 3 has 12.8 stops of dynamic range compared to the 12.6 stops with the Air 2S. So, the difference is so small that it's insignificant. When buying a consumer drone for regular usage, you would certainly want that to be as lightweight and as compact as possible. And the DJI Air 2S is one of the lightest foldable drones you will find. Yet, it packs powerful features overall for excellent aerial shots. As for the Mavic 3, you will get greater performance with a bigger battery capacity for increased flight time, which has made the aircraft a bit bulkier than the Air 2S. Nevertheless, even with such upgrades, DJI has done pretty well to keep the drone minimal and lighter than its preceding model. So, if you want a more compact drone taking less space on the go, the Air 2S is more likely to be the better travel companion. The major upgrade for the Mavic 3 is APAS 5.0 for omnidirectional obstacle sensing. Mavic 3 stays ahead with an infrared sensor at the bottom of the aircraft for sensing obstacles from every side. The Air 2S uses APAS 4.0 for obstacle avoidance in 4 directions. The new Active Track 5.0 in the Mavic 3 is also much improved from previous versions. allowing the drone safe and reliable tracking even of fast-moving subjects in complex environments. Mavic 3 Plus offers up to 15 kilometers of maximum video transmission distance, whereas the OcuSync 3 of Air 2S offers up to 12 kilometers. The more important changes are in the battery life. With a 5000 mAh battery, the Mavic 3 offers up to 46 minutes of maximum flight time versus the 31 minutes of the Air 2S from its 3500 mAh battery. Although real-life scenarios won't allow for exactly this much, this difference is considerable enough to make a decision before choosing one. We know that getting the best shot possible while having the latest gear in your possession might tempt you to upgrade to the latest Mavic 3. But is it really worth it? Well, the choice depends on your budget and your use cases. For most people, buying the Mavic 3 instead of Air 2S doesn't seem like a better deal considering twice the price difference. So, if you're a casual user or a content creator on YouTube, the Air 2S is more than enough, as the quality of the video will be compressed to the same level anyway. But if you're a professional cinematographer who can use the adjustable aperture and the extra large sensor, then the new Mavic 3 might cater to you the best. Taking everything into consideration, there's no denying that the DJI Mavic 3 offers the best specs in almost all the scenarios. But for normal users, paying twice as much as the Air 2S isn't really worth it. But for the professionals, it's an exceptional choice. So, what are your thoughts on this? Will you go for the new Mavic 3 or are you better off with the already excellent Air 2S? Let us know in the comments below.